See, my love is not unconditional. Chicken is chicken pieces. It's missing. I think I might have made this before. Jada tell all the business. She is telling all the business. She telling it all, and I'm here for it to be like, okay. And welcome back to my channel. If you new here, I'm Asia G, and if you not, welcome back. Today, we're not in the gym. Well, we gonna go to the gym, so I may have some gym clips, but right now in my mind, we in the kitchen. We gonna be in the kitchen for sure. I want to make these two things that I saw. One is like this protein bread, like a 2-ingredient. They say 2-ingredient, really probably got like 4. But basically a 2 main ingredient protein bread that I saw off Instagram. And it's supposed to be like fluffy and soft and just full of protein. So I want to make that. And I also want to make this jalapeno tahini dressing for one of the bowls that I like to make. Y'all may or may not remember, but I haven't been eating meat. I still eat meat. I just haven't ate meat, and in November it'll be a year. Right now I'm still going strong, but I think that I may break that for Thanksgiving. But until then, I've been trying to get like at least 100 grams, really 92, like 113 grams of protein from vegetarian sources. It's easy, but it's definitely not easy. Most of the time I have like a protein shake to kind of jump it up, and I know that gives me like 30 grams of my protein. So really I'm getting between let's do math, 100 minus 30 is 70. So really I'm getting between 60 and 70 of my protein from real food vegetarian sources. The first thing we're gonna make is gonna be the bread. She used something on her Instagram called dry egg whites. Which I had to find on Amazon, or my oven preheated, which I had to find on Amazon. I got dry egg whites, and the other source of protein is gonna be, I'm trying not to drag my feet because my hair should go, so I'm trying not to drag my feet doing this video. Really, I should probably change shoes. The other source of protein is gonna be cottage cheese. This is gonna be interesting. I'm gonna talk to y'all too and respond because I wanna know if it's just my little brain. Okay, this is what has been on my brain for the past week because Jada Pinkett Smith has been everywhere. So I'm thinking Unconditional Love, Vows, Jada Pinkett Smith and Will Smith. How they all tie together, and do y'all agree? And I don't think like it's a judgy thing because I feel like she's putting it out there like to start the conversation. And I've been having several conversations. Anybody who can stomach me for longer than 20 minutes, I done brought up Unconditional Love, Vows, Marriage, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Will Smith. And we're gonna talk about it too because we like this. So I should talk to y'all about it first, but we're gonna talk about it. I know for about 15-20 minutes. This is the best I done got, so let's hope that that's enough. Next, we got the blend of cottage cheese. Look as creamy as hers. I'm gonna add a little bit of water because I don't think it's supposed to still have like the chunks in it, but I think it's too thick for the mixer. So y'all may not be able to tell, but it's definitely creamier now that I added like maybe like a tablespoon of water to it. So it's ready to go into the egg white mixture. Nothing about greasing this pan. So now I'm going to make a decision to grease it. Parchment paper. timer for 25 so that I can try to remember to check it before it's like all the way baked through, just in case like the timing is off, because everybody's oven is different. So I try to keep that in mind whenever I read the instructions for something, is to like set the timer a little bit earlier than whatever the instructions say. So I hope it's good, because I have to figure out what else to do with these powdered egg whites and all that cottage cheese that I bought. I'm absolutely starving. It is 12:50, so I'm ready to break my fast. So let me see. I'm going to go to my premium that I paid for like a crazy person, Fitness Pal, and I'm going to save my fast. And I do a 10-14 fast. I fast for 14 hours, eat in a 10-hour window. And what I want to have is this kind of chickpea bowl. So I want to see what the calories are going to look like. I'm going to have chickpeas, probably like 100 grams of chickpeas. See that vegan, not vegan, that vegetarian protein source for 100 grams of chickpeas is 88 calories, and I give 4 grams of protein. So, but 9 net carbs. So let me see. Let's try to make this at least, okay, so 130 calories. Okay, so we're gonna have some chickpeas, arugula. Well, let's just wait, because I need to see how to make that dressing to see how much tahini it's gonna be. But chickpea is gonna be the main thing. I already know how to make the food that I'm gonna eat, because this is like my regular go-to for vegetarian protein. Quinoa, which also is like a good vegetarian protein source, 6 grams per serving. So I know I have this in a bowl, then I put some green in there, and I have arugula for that. Ooh, onion, got some frozen bell peppers. And then the other thing that I do for like a vegetarian protein source is, of course, plant-based meats or like mock meats. And what I really like is this brand of diced chicken, but it's not really chicken, it's chicken pieces, and it gives like a really chicken texture and bite when you eat it. Somebody said, Asia, what's in there? And I was like, I'm not really sure how they make the mock chicken. I just know ain't no chicken in it. But let's see, it has mycoprotein, 94%. I don't know what that is, and we ain't gonna find out today because I'm about to eat this. But yeast extract, egg whites, calcium chloride, calcium acetate, onion, sage, and sugar. We're gonna have this. And for 1 serving is 1 cup, and it has 17 grams of protein. And then the thing that I'm making that's new, because I've had all of this before, is actually gonna be the tahini sauce. It's gonna be a jalapeno tahini sauce. So let's make that, and then we can eat and talk about our good old aunts and uncles, Jada and Will, because I ain't mad at them. I could be the only one, but I ain't mad at them, and I don't think they gave us enough information. I don't think they gave us enough information, and I could be all by myself on it. It look good. Let me get y'all from this air fryer. Let me see. Everything making noise in the kitchen. My quinoa bubbling, the air fryer going with the chickpeas. My bread is done. Let's take a couple pictures for the gram. Oh. Let me go get my other tripod. Then we're gonna set up the shot. It's a lot of shots setting up. Well, it's definitely moist. It tastes like spongy egg whites. This seems very much like somebody. It does not give bread. It doesn't give bread. It definitely gives fluffed up egg whites. Take that as you will. I think though it may be a good dessert. Like if you put something sweet on it, that may actually taste way better. I had Joe try because this was Joe's request and he cracked the code. It could easily be a breakfast sandwich with like bacon and cheese because it's basically eggs and cottage cheese. So if you made it and cut it like into slices and made it a breakfast sandwich, that's what we'll do with this. That's a good idea, babe. Genius, just genius. Not me talking, y'all, like y'all can hear me. I wasn't even recording. But the jalapeno dressing, which is why I'm making this whole dish. This is the thing that I was most excited about. Because to me, the sauce makes the food. Like no matter what you're eating, the sauce changes. The sauce and seasoning changes the food of what you're eating. Make that make sense. Like I'm saying it in my head and how it's coming out sound like duh. But the sauce changes the personality of the dish. That's what I want to say. And this is kind of bitter. I feel like it needs something sweet to even out that bitter flavor. And I can't tell if the bitter flavor is coming from the tahini or if the bitter flavor is coming from the jalapeno, like the peel from the jalapeno. Sometimes it tastes bitter to me. I think like it needs like a touch of maple syrup or honey or something too. But we're not gonna do. We're gonna eat it as is. Oh, I know what it's missing. It's missing. I think I might have made this before. I hadn't gotten in the kitchen to cook so long. I may have actually made this sauce before because now I'm realizing that it still needs like the dill to top it off. I possibly have made this in the past. Wow. Okay.
Terrible things started happening when you walked away. So that's why I stay right here. Cause when all of my dreams seem so out of reach, your crystal.
It ain't terrible. It ain't what I want. I feel like I need some more salt too. I broke the salt shaker while I was cooking today, so first the green stuff make it look more healthy. As y'all know, this probably is not a lot of protein. It's probably like 20 some grams of protein in here. Yeah, definitely more than 30. Probably like 20 to 22. I love food. So now that I got my food, now that we eating them, we got food. Let's talk about our auntie and uncle. I'm not mad at them. I feel like when you are married to somebody, you make a vow and all of that stuff, you try a little harder than you would with somebody that you just in like a relationship with, however long a relationship is. And I think unconditional love kind of looks like that. I think when most people think of unconditional love, they think of like for sicker, health, rich or poor. But what about like all this stuff in between? What about when you don't like that person? What about when you want to give up? All the people I know that has been in a long-term relationship, it always gets to a point like somewhere in there where it's some kind of rockiness where you can choose to remove yourself from feeling uncomfortable, from being unhappy in that marriage. And I think instead of them choosing to like remove themselves, like we're gonna dissolve our partnership, we're gonna find a way to still honor our vows, to work our marriage the way unconditional love looks to us. because I think a lot of times people say unconditional, like they don't think about the word, well, unconditional, that means without boundaries, without boundaries, without limits, without terms and conditions. See, my love is not unconditional. It's not unconditional. It is conditional on you respecting me. I have my love is conditional on us being respectful of each other, being able to care for each other, interacting with my family and loved ones, like if they have a child or something like that. It should be a condition that you treat my child, you know, if it's not there, if it's going to be a stepchild, that you treat my child as your own, or respectful, or at least embrace them and try to have some relationship. My love is conditional, like you won't be physically mistreat me, you won't financially mistreat me. If we are in a monogamous relationship, then it's conditional of you being monogamous with me. Like my love has some condition, it has some terms and conditions. So I'll be walking around, oh, it's unconditional. I'm real with you and me. They didn't tell me like you got to set boundaries in a relationship. That's not unconditional. You know, you got some boundaries in there. So I think that when people say unconditional love is marriage and everything, to me that's kind of what it looks like. I think when you love somebody unconditional, sometimes you look like boo the fool, because other people are saying, oh, I wouldn't do that. Just because that love has terms and conditions, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I also think like when you get married, you get to make your marriage look any way that you and your partner agrees for it to look. I think the big thing, everybody's like, well, Jada telling all their business, Jada telling all their business. She is telling all their business. She's telling it all, and I'm here for it to be like, okay, it's a different way to do something. It's a different way to live a marriage. It's a different way to honor those vows. Could she honor those vows and love Will? Look, because they love each other unconditional separately? Of course. I've worked in a hospital setting. I've seen plenty of people have their ex-spouses on there as emergency contacts, or like they've been divorced for years and their ex-spouse still come up there and make all the decisions. It's very involved in that person's life. So I don't think that unconditional love and being there for each other and always supporting each other make look like that you're still married. It could very well look different. You don't have to be married to somebody to support them, but that's what they're choosing to do. And I appreciate having like a look behind the curtain of how different marriages work and what longevity looks like. When you hear people been married 20 or 30 years, they done did some stuff or agreed to probably stay through some stuff that we wouldn't agree to stay through. It could be something as big as like infidelity, baby, having a child outside the marriage, not working, you being bored and feeling unfulfilled. Like you go through kind of those ups and downs in marriages, in long-term relationships. And I think now I kind of agree with like a lot of people. They say people just throw marriage away, long-term relationships away, but then they look to see with my granddad and my grandma and all of this, you have no earthly idea what their lives and marriage was like before you even existed. Like you've known your grandparents just since you've been born. You know what I'm saying? They had plenty of life before you, and or parents, plenty of life before you. Your parents and grandparents have known you all their life, like have known you all your life. They know you since you came into this world, and then we may still feel like they don't know us. So you can only imagine like how long of a life, a marriage, relationships, stuff that they've had, humanness, because humans are perfect, humans error, how much things that they may have stuck through, worked through, or was willing to accept to make their longevity work. So I think I like Will and Jada. I like them. I like that she's sharing. I like that it don't have a look. Marriage doesn't necessarily have a look. We have this thing of how we want stuff to look, and they're saying, you know, it don't look like that. It's not what you expect. And people like they're just breaking their image to whatever. I think that that's such a hard thing to hold up to, and to hear people that Jada and that Will love all of this stuff. They like, y'all are aspiring to something that y'all know nothing about. Does that not bring you guys comfort to know, okay, everything needs work? Like I just find comfort in people being human. I just do. We see celebrities and we get them like this thing of this is like what I aspire to, relationship goals. It's like, you don't know what those people go through. You know, I could name a billion celebrity couples right now that we hold to like a standard, and they have longevity, and we look to them to say the longevity. They've been together for however many years, and then what? They come out later and say, it wasn't always easy, just keep on living, you know, but I made a choice to stay. I made a choice to stay. I feel like September of this year and October of this year, like, we saw celebrity marriages crack open. We got some behind the scenes of what that looks like. You know what I'm saying? Some of our favorite people. So we got, well, we've been about Will and Jada. We got Will and Jada. Some years ago, 2016, 15, we got Solange, Jay-Z, and Beyonce in the elevator. We've got Tiana and Almond. I don't know if this is how you pronounce it. Now that's my celebrity crush. They are my celebrity crush. Separated. Love them. They look beautiful on camera together. Their family photographs beautiful, the way they interact with each other on social media. Beautiful. And did you see, like, when everybody was on him, like he was changing, she was like, fall up off my best friend. Fall up off my best friend. You know, who else? Just, my camera died. And I'm going on and on. But I just think a lot of us don't love unconditional. We have terms, conditions, and limits to our love. And when we see somebody who is loving unconditional in a different way, sometimes we just like, oh hell nah, they look like Boo Boo the Fool. So if you see somebody looking like Boo Boo the Fool, that's because they ain't got no terms and conditional they love, and it looks really unconditional over there, and it makes us really uncomfortable because we was like, oh, it couldn't be me. It could always be you. It could always be you. But anyway, thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next time. I was looking at myself the whole time. I'm so sorry. I will see you guys next time.
You don't disappear, baby. No.